Did what for 4 hours?
It was a 4-hour fog delay.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I just got here like 45 minutes ago, but we're here, Rick.
Welcome to the business.
Any update on DeMontis? I know he's out tonight, but have you all been able to determine like how long he'll be out or anything like that?
No definitive time, but he'll miss, at least a few games, I think. And we'll see, we'll see. The thing about the situation that's really was great last night was that he had the ankle thing happen with about 4 minutes left or 4 or 5 minutes left. And he just was not going to come out of that game. And a minute later, he hit the three that was probably the decisive shot in the game. And he just, he was one of the guys that willed us to the win. He and Karras were just amazing down the stretch. And then, Malcolm played a huge role as well.
And you mentioned Karras and Malcolm. I know they're both questionable on the injury report. Are those guys available tonight?
No. Now, Malcolm was most likely not going to play tonight as we headed into this back-to-back. Things did go well last night for him. Karras has some calf tightness today, and so he will not play tonight. So, we will be without our starting backcourt and our starting center. And so there'll be a great opportunity for these guys.
Hi, Rick. Janie from AP. Good to see you.
You too.
Rick, the Warriors have altered their practice structure this year where they're doing film first and then breaking into groups, keeping the young guys from warming way up and then cooling down and going back on the practice court. What ways have you kind of evolved over the years in terms of changing things up and knowing when it's time to try to do something a little differently? And maybe have you done the same thing, changing up a practice routine?
Yeah, there's been a lot of adjustments, particularly in the last couple of years. COVID has had a great influence on all walks of life, but it started off as a thing that was really influenced by the testing protocols where, on game days, in many instances, you could not have a shoot around in the morning because of, you had to test in for that particular day. And so when we were doing it, situation. So, on game days, we couldn't have a shoot around in the morning, even if we wanted to. So, a lot of teams have gone to it's something that keeps them off their feet. This has been a practice in the Premier League for a long time, where they had their players get up in the morning and go for a 15-minute walk to kind of activate their body, and then lay low and then do the pregame prep and then get ready to play. So many teams have gone to that model, even without protocols, and then everybody's geographic situation can influence their practice regimen. In Dallas, we had most of our guys live close to the facility and arena. So we had a little more flexibility with that. In Indiana, a lot of our guys live 25 to 35 minutes out. And so, we've adjusted there, and, you do all these things with an eye on the right amount of work, the right amount of rest, right amount of load management, and those kinds of things.
Tony East.
Rick, throughout his whole career, Goga has talked about how when he knows that he has an opportunity coming up, he's
better at staying prepared and being ready for that opportunity when it comes in a game. What kind of conversations have you had with him about what his role might be like and how he needs to step up with both of the starting centers out?
Yeah, we've had ongoing discussions. He's done a great job keeping himself ready. That's obvious just by his performance in the G League games. He put up huge numbers, huge rebounding numbers. He was dominant. And he always has the right approach when he goes and plays in G League games or practices with the G League team. In our case, with Domas and Miles, there just haven't been a lot of minutes and a lot of opportunity. There was a period where we were playing Goga and Domas together some earlier in the year, and then Goga got COVID, and that kind of threw a little bit of a wrench into that. But the message has always been, hey, keep yourself ready. Make sure you're doing things even if you're not playing, to maintain your conditioning. And I thought the game he played against the Clippers 3 nights ago, was really indicative of the work that he puts in on a day-to-day basis. I mean, he came in, he ended up playing big minutes in that game. He was a pretty significant plus on the court. And conditioning was not a factor. And the thing I really like about his game is that, like Domas, he has a really good feel for the game. He's a very good passing center. He understands how to play versus, liberal switching teams and stuff like that. And so, this game tonight will be a terrific opportunity for him and Isaiah Jackson.
Maria.
Hi, Coach. Hope you're well. Speaking of opportunity, how would you describe the way in which Chris Duarte is performing and taking his game to the next level? How is he helping this Pacers team?
Well, in the last couple of games, the game against the Clippers, there's a drum roll going on over there. At least that's what it sounded like. The game against the Clippers was one of his best of the season. He really moved the ball. He made great effort defensively. He mixed in drives to the rim and good 3-point shots and cutting. And he just was super efficient and was a guy that was really fun to play with out there too. Last night against the Lakers, a lot of the same. Didn't have the same gaudy shooting numbers, but still did a lot of terrific things and was a big part of the win. So, tonight, obviously with Malcolm and Karras out, he'll take an even bigger role and he'll have an even bigger opportunity.
Anything else in person or on Zoom? Okay, thanks, Coach.